Well, Naru, welcome to the workshop.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
All right, what brings you in?
A few things. So I live in a very old house. It's an old Victorian mansard. You know, and over the years, it's been, of course, upgraded. So we have a mix of old and new plumbing.
I've heard that before.
Yeah. And so with the mix comes some issues that we can't see. So we had a close call last winter with the frozen pipe, which didn't explode, so that was great, but we were pretty terrified that it could.
Very lucky. Consider yourself lucky on that one. Yep.
Yeah. We also had a dishwasher leak, which we were able to fix, but at this point we're really scared we're going to have a leak in the future.
Yeah.
And we're holding back even on some plans because we're scared about that. So
yeah.
I'm wondering, is there anything I can do to help prevent leaks in the future?
Well, we've heard this story before. You know, when you have older houses, especially with a mix of old plumbing and new plumbing mixed together, and then you have water, right? You get something like this, right? If you have a frozen pipe that freezes, water expands when it freezes. When you burst, it ruptures the copper like that, you can flood the house with thousands of gallons of water.
I don't want that.
Catastrophic damage, yeah. So luckily for you, you caught it in time, but that story has come true for a lot of people, and that is why it's one of the most important, or one of the #1 insurance claims across the country. So we use a lot of water. We use about 300 gallons a day on average, and we waste 1 trillion gallons of water over the course of a year. So we're using a lot of water and we're wasting a lot of water. And so there's things that we can do, right? So when we have laundry, right, washing machines, they typically come with rubber hoses.
Okay.
We want to get rid of those. We want to use stainless steel hoses, right?
Okay.
Braided hoses like this, right? Much more resilient. And there's other things like that when we have toilets, right? We have toilet tanks, right? And so with toilet tanks, we have a flush, right? We have a flapper. That flapper is known to wear out and then it leaks, right? And so water is now leaking. We wouldn't know it, you know, until the water company gives us an alert and says, hey, you're using a lot more water.
I had this exact scenario happen to me. I didn't even think about it, but we had increase in our water bill because of water running in our toilet. We did one of the tab tests, but it was too late. We already got the bill.
Right.
So any way to prevent things like this from happening would be wonderful.
Yeah. So you're in luck. We now have new technology. This is a automatic water shutoff valve. It measures temperature, pressure, and flow. It gets mounted on the main water line, and it gets connected to power and Wi-Fi.
This is sounding like something I don't DIY. Is that true? Yeah.
This is not DIY.
Yeah.
No, so you're turning off the main water line, and your plumber is going to connect this and cut this into the main water line.
Okay.
You do not want to mess with that and create a new leak.
Yeah.
So that's, do not do that.
Yeah.
But once this is installed, right, and powered up, you download an app on your phone.
Okay.
All right, and the app on your phone is going to look something like this. So it's actually going to measure your water usage, and you can set goals for yourself.
Okay.
Right, and it's going to tell you where that water is being used, whether it's used for a sink or whether it's used for a shower, toilets, etc. And then where it gets really, really important is when it detects an anomaly, something that isn't normal, right? Because it's understanding your baseline for your water usage. If something weird happens, let's say 33 gallons a minute of water is flowing,
which is a lot.
Which is a lot.
Yeah.
A normal shower is 2.5 gallons a minute. When the valve detects that, it says, hey, that's not normal. It's going to send you an alert.
Okay.
It could be a phone call or it could be a notification through the app.
Okay.
And
so this is something where I don't even have to be at home.
You don't have to be at home.
Great.
No.
Okay.
And if you don't answer it, let's say you're in a business meeting and you don't answer that, it will default to turn it off to limit the amount of water damage that could be caused. All
That's
right?
great.
So this app really is the key part to understanding, and the valve itself is understanding what water am I using? Meaning monitor the water all the time.
Yeah.
You know, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, measures that, but it also gives you the controllability. This light blue handle is the ability to turn the valve on or off.
Okay.
And so that can be done automatically or manually. So like, let's say you're going away on vacation.
Yes.
You can go to the app, you can turn the valve off.
Perfect.
And shut the water off even if you're not home.
Vacation mode even for my water.
Love it. Love it, right?
Yeah.
It's a great world now. We got some cool things.
Yeah. I mean, this is great to see. And one of the projects I was holding off on is putting in a washer dryer on our second floor because, we're scared about leaks. But this is really wonderful to know that I can control it.
Yeah. So by putting this in, you're going to be able to measure not just for the new laundry that's going in, but for your entire house. And then still make sure you do your basic stuff, right? Make sure you're using the braided hoses when you install that. You can even put a drain pan underneath the washing machine. So there's definitely little tips and tricks you can do there. But this is great, and it also gives you, a premium reduction in your insurance, or at least by most manufacturers.
I look forward to that.
For sure.
Importantly, peace of mind.
Definitely. Awesome.
Thank you so much for this.
Thanks for coming in. Great questions.
Thanks.